too many young cats that's dying, and these cats is like in places, and they're not really like in the benefits of what the work they put in.
Of that wealth, yeah, that's just.
We're falling too early. Black successful, murder, diseases, shit is abnormal, G. And that's just this month.
Yeah.
Like, we had a few, you know, like you said, we haven't talked about that in a minute.
Talked about it in a minute.
But it's coming in waves, man.
Yeah, the wave is rising right now. So yeah, R.I.P. to Virgil Abolah. For those who don't know, he was an incredible designer.
He was a sartorialist. He was the man.
So
major influencer.
Major influencer on
Chicago
so many
bred, man.
And that's the most important part.
Like, so what you know about him?
Virgil, he
Since you're the fashion dude.
Whoa.
Watch the flag.
Yeah.
Watch the flag.
Watch the flag.
Watch the flag.
Virgil been through a lot, like in terms of like the growth. Obviously, he had a couple of his own fashion lines. Most notably, everybody was into that off-white.
Right.
He's been shouted out. He's had a shout out from every major.
Right, brick on my brick.
Right, brick on my brick all day.
Brick on my brick.
He was in that camp with Kanye and with a bunch of other individuals.
But the whole team, like Don C.
Don C. The whole crew.
The whole crew.
So
John Manap.
It was expected, it was expected for him to rise like the rest of them because they all were building in that same sandbox with the same plan and same ideas. But his real kick was when he became the lead at Louis Vuitton. Changed the whole industry, shook it up hard. Something that Kanye talked about.
Yeah.
And he talked about how the deal that didn't go through for him became an opportunity for Virgil to step into Louis Vuitton and become their lead designer and change the whole landscape of how people approach and look at Louis Vuitton. Because like LV now with their fashion shows, fashion shows be off the chain.
But like the last project I saw him do for the Louis Vuitton was the Liquid Swords.
Yeah, with GZA,
Mos Def,
and Lupe was in it. Yeah,
he had real black swordsmen in there. And shit, you know what I mean?
He brings the culture. From that. That was dope. That was really nice.
He brings the culture to it. And he has Saul Williams as like kind of leading it.
Right.
And that's what he does. He kind of has incorporated elements of hip hop, incorporated elements of black culture, elements of street culture, and he put all that in that LV world. And kind of it gave it a boost because it's a brand that has a different approach that people look at now.
But what about like Reggie No? You know what I mean? Like
Reggie No is like the godfather of all these guys. Reggie No was the first in the world from Chicago to really, he was the first. Them There was the first fashion house in Chicago.
Let's get into that.
Them There was that big fashion house on the hip hop scene. And, shout out Reggie No, Tone, Twilight Tone was a part of that.
Shout out to Tone. What up, Tone?
Yeah, Pigpen, all them, the whole crew. But yeah, like Them There was where it started in terms of like the movement for Chicago to like have these conglomerate teams that would, grow. Reggie did the Sprite commercials, the whole hip hop connection with all of that.
Right.
And speaking of Reggie, Reggie No is also a figurehead.
Yes, I do.
He has
custom figures.
Custom figures are sick.
Yeah, I seen his figures before I even got into that shit. Like I had photos, like he customized the cloth with like let's say it's like polo garments. It's like real polo.
Yeah, he makes miniaturized Timberlands, Jordans,
Timberlands and all like real
miniature bricks. The whole nine.
So it's high-end action figures.
Wow.
And he does shows and everything.
It's brilliant.
Wow.
It is.
Because it's before its time. Because now when I see the toys, even that type of style, I still be like, Reggie No had this before.
Sold up.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
that's awesome.
Man, I mean, just like Virgil, he was at the Timbuktu, ironically. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like DJing and shit. You know what I mean? And yeah, he's a major influence. I just wanted to be known and said, Chicago run shit, bro.
Yes, we do.
There's too many creatives and powerful influences that came from this city alone, and more is on its way.
Yes, we are.
Chicago is very dangerous, man. I'm telling you. But blessings to Virgil.
Indeed. I mean, sarcoma is not something to play with, and
So let's talk about that.
Yeah, what is sarcoma?
it's a rare cancer. It's only about 200,000 cases diagnosed every year. It's a rare and it's aggressive cancer. I am lucky to have survived it myself.
Wow.
So
Give him a hand.
So that
This my
was
nigga.
Yeah.
So I know what Virgil. I know that what it's like to fight that.
Yeah.
It is rough. It is rough because it's one of those that once it's spread, it's kind of like
What does it usually
it's
target?
it's like it goes into muscles and connective tissues.
Wow.
So it can end up in anywhere. For me, it was in my thigh.
Oh,
But it can be in your
okay.
abdomen. Your heart is a muscle. It could grow in your heart.
They mentioned it was cardiac.
Yeah, and they mentioned for him it was angiosarcoma, so it was definitely in
That's
this
intense.
breast chest area.
Yeah, that's really intense. Wow.
So
Yeah,
and
that's intense.
And it's one of the ones that can easily go undiagnosed because it shows up, like it could just be a part of your skin.
Yeah.
So it's very easy. It's very easy to look over. Some people have mistaken it for weight gain. When they get in their abs, they I'm bloated, I'm gaining weight, and then by the time no, that's a 2-pound
Right.
tumor in your stomach.
Right.
So
Wow.
So get your health stuff straightened out.
Get
Get
checked out
checked,
as
get
best you
screened, whatever you got to do.
Yeah.
Stay up on your health because
Because even if you look at it like black, successful, wealthy, you will imagine that you eating the best, the finest of foods, the water, the finest of water,
The best of
purest water.
You're
you
going
ever
to the best
tasted in your
doctor.
life.
Right.
You mean
know what I mean? Like,
no
you
more
would
the
think-
city punch? No more city punch from the
no
tap?
more city punch.
No more city
They
punch?
say you eating like a slave. You drink that, like, fuck
Right.
out of here. And that's crazy,
Yeah.
So it's like, you would think someone of that stature be healthy, but Chadwick, he went through that shit. He didn't say anything, you know what I mean?
And to be fair,
And he had to
cancer is
fight
not
his fight.
like you're not unhealthy because you have cancer.
And that's
Right.
true.
Cancer is
It's-
something that don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Yes.
It's a unfortunate genetic lottery.
It is.
Is what
Yeah.
it is.
Both of my parents have had cancer and survived it.
That's
Word,
good to
word.
hear.
It's-
Blessings,
yeah,
blessings.
That is.
it is a random thing,
It is
Very random. Very random.
I got that shit too. I had that shit.
So yeah.
Destroyed that shit.
That's what I'm talking
Blessings,
about.
man. But yeah, we got to stay on top of your health, whatever it
Yeah,
is. Get
most definitely.
whatever it is you got to do to stay healthy, both mentally, physically, spiritually, whatever you need to do.
On all levels.
On
And
all
all
levels.
that matters too because it's an internal battle. You know what I mean? So you really gotta fight a fight.
Because the depression can come with the physical health issues.
Yeah.
That what causes it as much to help that shit grow. So
Yep. Your mind.
stay at peace. Don't let people stress you out. Don't let your job stress you out. Don't let none of these fools out here stress you out. Don't let a Spider-Man trailer stress you out.
I speak with my hands.
He's speaking
But
with
yo,
his hand.
show
Like 14,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the dunks, they're
How
like
much?
a couple, 14,000.
That's what I thought I heard.
Yeah.
You heard correct.
14
Yeah.
triple low.
Yeah.
That number.
14,000.
I mean, the price point was already high for them if you were able to get them before, the stock
Secondary
exits.
market.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were they? What were they retail before the secondary
They were
market?
normal. They were like 250 or something.
Okay, so they.
Yeah.
But you just
Yeah.
had to be in line and get lucky.
Yeah, I was never that
The
one.
bots would never tell.
Yeah.
The bots will never tell.
On sneakers, man, people was coming up, but it was always a lottery. So you had to work hard to get a pair of any of his sneakers.
But even beyond that, he had the Off-White brand. Like, he had like $275 T-shirts and stuff at Saks and
Absolutely, yeah.
and needless markups. So I mean, with all that being said, and let's not forget the man pouches that people carry with the big strap, the nylon
Yeah,
strap.
the seatbelt stuff.
Yeah, those were several $100.
Safety belts, yeah.
Right. So I mean, now that there in theory will be no more in production, I can imagine everything be a high price value item.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
what do you think?
Off-White should still be going on because he sold that.
Yeah,
he
Louis
sell
Vuitton
it?
has 60% of Off-White.
Yeah.
Yeah, he sold 60% Off-White
Yeah,
to
that was-
Louis, but retained veto powers to say yes or no to what they did.